Hello, foodie beauties. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. So, today's video has the potential to be an absolute doozy. Actually, I've already scripted it and gathered all of the clips, so I know it's going to be a doozy. I posted on my community tab a while ago when I started doing these history lessons because I noticed that they were performing like very well for my channel. So I was like, I like doing these. It's clear people like watching them. So I posted on my community tab who you'd want to see me do one on, which if you have any feedback on that, please leave any comments down below. I got a few requests to do Foodie Beauty or Chantal. I'm going to refer to her as either or throughout this whole video. And I had already been thinking about doing one on her. And so when I started getting suggestions for that, I was like, all right, bet, let's go, let's do it. And I've been hinting at this coming for like at least a month or more than that. So thank you for your patience, because the main reason this has taken me so long to finally get to doing is because usually my history lessons have like some kind of thesis behind them, right? I could not figure out what my thesis should be for this one because there was just so much to cover. I was really struggling to find one other than like Chantal is like a horrible person, in my opinion, spoiler alert, and it takes a lot for me to like genuinely say that about somebody. But then I started watching more of the history lesson, like other kind of history videos on Chantal and on her channel and on the lore that surrounds her. So much like Amberlynn, because they are like in the same sphere of the internet, a lot of videos regarding Foodie Beauty use her weight and like diet as ways to bolster why she may not be the most pleasant person on the internet. And I found a lot of the history videos regarding her being pretty much unable to leave her weight and appearance out of any argument they proposed, or they would just be like peppered in with like smug fat jokes, right? And I will say that like a couple scandals regarding to her do literally involve her dietary habits and choices and weight and all of that kind of stuff. And in those instances, I get why it was needed to bring up, but it's very rare to see her weight only being used for that reason. Like she went vegan once and like made this whole video like waxing poetic about like the efficacy of like the food industry and stuff like that, and that's why she was going vegan. And then I think like maximum like a week later she posted a mukbang of her eating like chicken fingers or something like that. So that I can understand. But I just found that in a lot of the videos about Foodie Beauty, in terms of like her history and all of her scandals, it seemed like a lot of the more popular history kind of videos on her could not leave her weight or diet cycles or fat jokes or her appearance in general, her out of it. So I'm here to show you why Foodie Beauty or Chantal kind of very much so sucks. Without mentioning her weight, her diet, any of that kind of stuff, nothing about her appearance, none of that. Anything regarding her outward appearance, her diet, her whatever, her failed weight loss attempts is like so unnecessary to prove why she is an extremely problematic person who probably shouldn't have a platform on the internet. And so I'm just here to do that, just here to talk about that without bringing in anything regarding her looks, anything like that, because it's just wildly unnecessary in my opinion. And just a quick disclaimer, I am like almost positive I am positive I missed some things in the timeline here. We'll just like preemptively apologize for that. There is so much lore surrounding this person because there's just hours and hours and hours of live streams from her, and that's why so many of the videos surrounding her or about her are like multiple part 2+ hour long videos. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't have the time for that. I don't have the time to watch that. I don't have the time to make that. So I just wanted to give like a pretty good overview, key things that I feel are key things that happened that show why Foodie Beauty sucks. Before we get into the rest of today's video, I want to give a big thank you to today's video sponsor, Bellesa. Now, Bellesa has been a friend of the channel for a while, and I still can't believe I'm saying that because Bellesa has been my go-to for sexual wellness products and adult entertainment for when the mood arises. Bellesa is a by women company for all things sexuality. Think things like toys, entertainment, education, all of that kind of stuff. Bellesa's mission is to empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. They sent me a bunch of toys to try out myself, and I want to feature one that I actually already had before they sent it to me, which is the Demi Wand. I think this is a great introduction to wands for people who have not used them before, because I didn't unpackage this one because like I said, I already had it. This cute yellow color, but the one I got was like this beige color. It's super small and compact, but it packs a punch. Don't let the size fool you. And it is great, like I said, for beginners, for the punani havers who like external stimulation. It is made of their amazing, non-porous, silky smooth, body safe, waterproof silicone. It also only vibrates, and none of the vibration settings are pulsing, so it's just straight vibration all the way through, which we all know how not great sometimes vibration settings can be if we have used anything like this. And like a lot of other of Bellesa's toys that I've featured on here, it comes in this super cool case that you put it in for storage, and it's a really nice hard case. These all remind me of Polly Pockets. That's just what my brain goes to when I think of these. But it also helps the toys hold a charge, and you can charge them while they're in the case as well. And that is probably one of my most favorite things about Bellesa toys on its own. The size and shape is great for all bodies and body types, which is super important to me when talking about these kinds of things. And yeah, I love this thing. I think it is great for beginners if you have never owned anything like this before, or if you've never owned a toy in general. I think this is a great place to start. And to make your lives easier, if you do want to try something like the Demi Wand, like I said, it does come in this yellow color now. I got this as a free gift with an order before Bellesa even started partnering with me. And I kept this in the packaging, so I'm going to give it to a gal pal of mine after I'm done with it, after I'm done filming this. But if you want to try one for yourself, just like last time, Bellesa is giving a gift card to anyone who clicks the link down below. I've entered these previously and I got a $50 gift card. Like, that's incredible. You can get so many things on Bellesa with that, or a very hefty chunk of change off of something from Bellesa with that amount of money. And I've had people message me or comment down below that they've gotten at least like $35 gift cards in the past giveaways, or in the giveaways that we've done in the past. And so like there's really nothing to lose. So check the link in my description down below to see what you get, and please let me know what you get down below in the comments, because I am nosy and I want to know, and I'm always so excited to introduce new people to Bellesa whenever I get the chance. I'm still so excited that Bellesa is a friend of the channel and will continue to be for a little bit, and so thank you to them for sponsoring another video, and again, thank you to you guys for continuing to interact with my content so that brands like Bellesa want to keep working with me, because literally without you guys and you guys interacting with my content, I would have nothing. So yeah, thank you again so much to Bellesa. Check the link out down below in my description box, and let's get back into this absolute doozy of a video. A lot of the clips and receipts shown in this video required a lot of digging to find, because Chantel just overall has a hard time accepting any kind of constructive criticism, and which then leads her to impulsively delete content. So all channels that I found these clips from, because there's archives everywhere, will be credited with the clip being shown on screen. Just letting you know, if you're like listening to this, that I did give credit where credit is due with those, because like those compilation channels are putting in overtime.
Hi, Editing Megan here. I just wanted to pop in and say that also on the clips, like any like GIFs that you see or text that you see on them were not added by me. Those were added by the compilation channels, and I couldn't get rid of them without like getting rid of the whole picture, which I didn't want to do. The only thing that I did was I did my best to censor all of the curse words out of these, because I love a curse word, right? But Foodie takes it to like the next extreme that I think YouTube would hate me, so I had to like censor a lot. I also added meowing sounds where relevant, and you will see that when the time comes. All right, bye.
On top of deleting content, she also has a habit of like false copyright claiming channels, actually striking channels, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But that being said, I just want to put this disclaimer here that this is purely for education and entertainment purposes, and that everything in this video falls within the fair use guidelines, and this is what I believe to be very obviously transformative content. So that's all I have to say about that. So, who is Foodie Beauty? Because I saw some people be like, I don't know who this is, but it sounds interesting, so like I'll watch it anyways. For those of you that don't know, Foodie Beauty is also part of like the Gorlverse with Amberlynn Reed. They're often talked about in the same corners of the internet. A lot of the same reaction channels and commentary channels talk about the both of them. Her channel has gone by like many names in the past, but Chantal Marie has widely become known as Foodie Beauty. She's a 39-year-old, I believe, Canadian YouTuber who originally started her channel with a focus on makeup, but then eventually found her first video to do well on YouTube was a video called Mukbang Eating Show Cheesy Lasagna, Cheeseburger, and Zucchini Sticks with Sour Cream that she uploaded in February of 2017. And thus her mukbang career and spiral began. As time progressed, she started making more and more content surrounding eating mass amounts of food while telling stories. The legitimacy of these stories has never really been confirmed, but highly speculated on. Attempting to talk about creepypastas and also trying to tell like true crime stories and stuff like that. But all of the videos share the common trait of her eating just like a ton of food. Think like Nikocado avocado almost. I could make like a whole video, I think, on what the mukbang scene has turned into, particularly on YouTube in like the US and Canada. But like I said, that would be a whole different video. I guess let me know if you'd want that. A lot of Foodie Beauty's videos could be considered to be aimed at fears. They also involve a lot of like burping and farting and pooping and like talk of other bodily functions and activities. But somehow, with all of that being said, those would be like the least egregious things to happen on her channel. I've always found Foodie Beauty interesting, for lack of a better term, because like at a glance, her channel just looks to be like a lot of mukbangs and potentially content surrounding like whatever diet or weight loss plan she's on at the time. But when you really start digging, and particularly when you go to like the lives, but then you start going to like online forums and Reddit and stuff like that, things get a lot more toxic and a lot more sinister, I guess. Is that too dramatic? I don't know, probably.
Hi again, sorry. This will be the last you should hear of me from my gross audio with my AC on in the back. So I'm about to get into like all the side characters that are like involved in what I'm going to talk about in Foodie's life in this video. I just want to like reiterate before I talk about any of them, even though I do kind of like allude to this throughout the video, none of the people, maybe except for Bibi, I don't know a lot of Bibi, none of the people that I mentioned in this video, aside from the cats and Bibi, are like good. In my opinion. I do know that they all have their own stuff that has, and they all pretty much have lore surrounding them themselves. And I just wanted to focus mainly on Chantal and like her whatever, like her doings in this video. And I knew that if I started focusing on all of the side characters, I would lose my mind. I might do more parts of this in the future, but I just want to say that because like it might come off that I'm like sympathizing with some of these people. But I just need it out there that I know that they've all done like not amazing things. I just didn't talk about it in this video because I wanted to focus on Chantal. Okay, bye.
Okay, so another thing that made this video a very hard one for me to attack was because a lot of what Chantal has done and said that I think qualifies her as a bad person has also had to do with separate side characters that have been on her channel throughout the years. So I figured the easiest way to do this would be to split it up into those eras, right? Give a breakdown of what happened, who was involved, what was said, whatever. And so after this section where I'm going to introduce you to our main side characters, I'm going to split it up into 3 other sections. And that is 1, just foodie things. 2, the Nader Era, and 3, the Salah Era. Because a lot of the eras on her channel have to do with whoever she was dating or is dating at the time. There are some like standalone things that only she has done without anybody else being involved, and I wanted to put those in here too because they're horrible. And I just think that adequately separates this into a timeline that's like easy to digest. So I did my best with this one, but there was so much to like unpack and sort and whatever. But first I wanted to introduce the side characters that will be popping up throughout the various eras of today's video. So the first character we have is Bibi, and Bibi is Chantal's now ex-boyfriend, who she was dating at the beginning of her channel really starting to take off. We don't really know much about Bibi other than that he was from Senegal and in Canada on a work visa. He wasn't in Chantal videos often, but when he was very clearly so happy to be there. And I won't really be talking about Bibi anymore past this because he isn't really involved. And I really think that Chantal and Bibi breaking up kind of marks the beginning of Chantal's spiral on her channel. That being said, the two did break up in 2020, I believe, and Chantal would become roommates with her longtime friend and ex-partner Peetz. So that leads us into Peetz. Peetz recently has alluded to being trans, and I am unsure of their preferred pronouns, so I'm just going to use they, them for now. Anyways, Peetz is Chantal's long-term bestie. They met in school, and they dated for a little while, up until Chantal met Bibi and cheated on Peetz with Bibi, and eventually left Peetz for Bibi. The two would still remain friends though, and Peetz is one of the most frequent, most consistent side characters on Chantal's channel. Like I said before, from 2020 until just recently, the two of them lived together as roommates, and they have such an odd dynamic. It's weird to watch, and it's just, that's the only way I can put it.
Hi, Peetz.
Hi.
How are you today?
Was kind of thinking that I could have put on one of your wigs. I miss hair.
Aw, it's okay. We don't bald shame here, because I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I could try the kabuki on you.
Nah.
The powder.
Nah.
It does come off. Hi, Peetz.
Hi.
So you want to tell people about your t-shirt today?
It's Jubilee from the X-Men.
Jubilee from the X-Men? It's very pretty.
Got the shirt in yellow because that's the only color you can go with.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Those. And I got, what did I get? Can you say what I got?
A venti caramel mocha latte with almond milk.
Close, actually. I'm really surprised you got it close. Venti. Oh, well, I think that's a bit more than a venti. Iced caramel macchiato, Cali style with almond milk. And I think she had to put a bit of coconut milk because they were out of almond milk.
The next two characters we have are Sam and BBJ. Sam and BBJ are Chantal's two angel baby cats who have also been on her channel since it started, and they are literally the only two sympathetic characters in this entire saga. Everybody else, like, kinda is not amazing. Maybe except for Bibi. I don't really lump him in with everybody else. But literally the cats are like the only sympathetic characters in this entire thing. So, yeah. Then we have Nader, and Nader, for lack of a better term, is a literal piece of human excrement. He would be Chantal's next long-term boyfriend after Bibi, and I think they met on Tinder. Their story is a very tumultuous one that I will go into more detail about in that chapter. Put one ahead of time before we get into it, but big trigger warning for that one. And just a little clue. When I downloaded this picture, the name was literally Nader_parasite. So there's that. And then we have DeeDee. DeeDee is Nader's girlfriend following him and Chantal breaking up. Yes, spoiler alert, Chantal and Nader did break up in the end. And DeeDee is still with Nader today. Salah is the next one. Salah is Chantal's most recent and current partner. They say they're married. There's a lot of doubt surrounding that on the internet. But Foodie Beauty has now converted to Islam and moved to Kuwait to live with Salah. And that's all you need to know about him for now. And then French Fried Gorl, I believe, started off a viewer of Chantal, but then turned into a drama or tea channel surrounding Chantal. FFG is currently Chantal's most recent enemy, but we will cover that in the Salah era. So I think those are all of the key characters you're going to need to know about for the rest of this video. But before we get into the different boyfriends and eras, I just want to cover some random events that I like to call just foodie things. Oh, this is gonna be a really long one. Diet Coke. So the first thing I wanted to cover about Chantal is her long history of reckless driving. I don't really have much to say other than this is a very good example of how selfish Foodie Beauty actually is. And there are so many live streams that are floating around the internet showing her streaming while driving, oftentimes eating as well. I remember seeing one, and I couldn't find this one, but I remember seeing one where she was so tired as well that she very obviously shouldn't have been driving. And there's also some where people have speculated that she was also under the influence. But at the end of the day, just by streaming and driving and eating and driving, she is doing what is considered to be distracted driving under Canadian law, and she could very easily and should get in trouble for it. She also has a history of scamming people and her viewers. I don't have any video receipts for this. I dug far and wide, but I could not find any video receipts for this. But Chantal has started and stopped YouTube memberships many times. When she does those, she always promises way more than she can provide to her current and potential new members, and they really only end up getting access to commenting on her live streams. But even if you paid to be able to comment, watch out, because if you say something Chantal doesn't like, which could literally be anything, you're gonna get blocked. So
don't shut up, empath. I'm gonna block you. Hey, Lime Jello. Are you like me today, Lime Jello, or what? 2 beds. 2 beds? Where? You knew nothing, but except for being blocked. I agree, Chris. I think maybe I should just block the people who are really, really toxic. User Beauty is insane. I just want to block them. So goodbye. Anyone who's upset about that want to be blocked? I'm seriously not unblocking people. Going forward, I'm not.
There was also a time where she started an OF and then quickly decided to close it after a lot of people had subscribed. I think she wound up having to give refunds because OF made her. But for a long time, she was going with the narrative that she couldn't give refunds to people unless she blocked them. And she tried to deter people from subbing to her OF after she decided she was going to delete it by making the fee $50. But I don't think that helped anything. I think people still subscribed. But she basically ran with the narrative oh, sorry, it's up to you to contact OF to get your money back. Bye. That was it. When I think it has been proven by OF creators that you can give refunds. So yeah. Next, I want to talk about her inability to handle any kind of criticism towards her without reacting with threats and or bullying. She once threatened to call CPS on a former fan. I could not find a big backstory on what caused this because it happened in 2018, but Chantal claims it was because this viewer was harassing her in DMs, but from what I could tell, it was because Chantal used the R slur in a video and this fan called her out on it and she didn't like it. Either way, in a video addressing the situation, she gives the viewer's full name along with some very bold and unsubstantiated claims about them as a person and a parent.
Is the person who is harassing me online, and I'm just not gonna... she's basically now she's relentless and threatened me first. Remember I told you she threatened immigration. Here's the screenshot. She messages me with these fake accounts on the daily basis about 6 times a day, threatening to call immigration on Bibi, who's here on a permanent residency, so have fun with that. Threatening to call the cops when she's the one harassing me, and I replied to her in email. So in an email I said to her, you know, you're going to threaten me, well, you know, I'm going to call Child Protective Services on you. And you know what? I stand by that because I don't think that a parent who cyberbullies and harasses people online all day and makes usernames like manicunt to harass people and gets high all day deserves to have kids, but that's just me. I think that's wrong. I think that's, what kind of example are you setting for these children? It's just really, really wrong.
Another way in which she retaliates against criticism is she is like a long-time misuser of YouTube's copyright system. And so Chantal has a very long history of filing false copyright strikes against channels that make content about her. The two main ones I remember seeing were Zachary Michael and Charlie Gold, but Charlie Gold mentioned, I think, 6 other channels that Chantal had struck at the time, or at the same time as Charlie, and I believe now she's probably up to like 10 or above, but my math could be wrong on that one.
Before I did get to the run, I opened up my YouTube and it says, error, danger. And it said, you know that girl Chantal that you've been reacting to her videos? Well, she finally followed through on something. Because you know, girl is inconsistent. And she has been threatening me with copyright strikes for about a minute. Like, longer than a minute, probably. She's been doing it for a while. And it's just been some empty threats. Like, she has not done anything until today.
Before I get into that, I did want to touch on something. I didn't touch on it in my retro reacts, only because when I film retro reacts, I'm not certain if I'm going to post them right away. But when it comes to current content, I know I'll post that right away so I can get that out to you guys. If you don't follow me on Twitter or don't follow other reaction channels on Twitter, you might not be aware of this. Chantal has gone on, I want to say in the last week or two, has issued 6 copyright strikes to different channels. 4 have been overturned and in favor of us, and the other we're still waiting on results for. Mary Beth is another channel that is here on the platform. From the few videos that I've seen, they've been transformative. However, I have not seen every single one of her videos. I know she's gone after Yaba. Obviously, recently she's gone after me. And I believe there's a 4th channel out there, I'm not completely certain, that she's gone after as well. It's very clear she's abusing the copyright system. And every time she gets them overturned, I'm very shocked she's willing to play Russian roulette with her channel like that.
And seeing as the copyright system on YouTube is like one of the only ways creators can legitimately protect their work, Foodie abusing it just because she got her feelings hurt is absurd. Those of you that don't know, strikes are also way more serious than a claim is. Strikes run on a 3-strike system, so like you get 3 strikes and you're out. I also think it affects your ability to post on your channel for a while if you even just get 1. Whereas claims, like what happens if it's not appealed is the person who claimed the copyright to some material in your video will then earn the AdSense from that video. And I didn't really have any other way to like organize this part or whatever, but she just straight up like bullies and body shames people. Like Foodie Beauty is very quick to throw around body shaming and fat phobia as the reason so many people on the internet dislike her or that like men reject her.
Because what did I do to deserve that? What did I do to deserve that? Stay with Nader for too long? What? Why do I deserve that bullying?
Ugh, anyway, I can't with fat phobic people anymore. There's more to a human than their friggin' weight. You know? Look, he doesn't like fat women, he doesn't like fat women. Number one, the person who made that rumor is insignificant to even talk about, but they're like a friggin' 60-year-old friggin' man or woman, whatever, I don't even know. But completely infantile, 60-year-old spending their day fat shaming younger women on the internet and making up rumors that things that don't even exist. Like, oh, sorry, 47. 47 makes it any better. The point is, they're not 5. I feel like they're ganging up on me. I feel bullied by them. Like, that's how like stupid it sounds. But I do. I feel like they're ganging up on me and like.
But then she turns around and shames people for pretty much anything under the sun.
What's your point? Can you send more money to tell me what your fucking point is so I can destroy you? Moron.
Second, you're gonna call me 500 pounds? Look at the thumbnail I just put up of you. What, are you like even human? And 500 pounds and hotter than you'll ever be.
She was mad because I said cankle and I was fat shaming her. I merely stated that you have a cankle. Big deal. Have a sense of humor about yourself, man.
You and all of your 400 subscribers don't have enough brain cells between a lot of you to comprehend what I'm going to say, but I will try. If you're going to expose anyone for being fat, maybe start with your face. Like, were you stung by a wasp nest recently? You should get that checked. Number 2. I know you want me, Simon. I know you have an obsession with bigger girls, but you can't have me. I don't f with men whose noses are larger than their dick, okay?
I asked for pics. I was gonna meet this Turkish guy. Sure enough, sent me one. It was tiny. Like, there's no point for me. I want to say this again. I am not size shaming men when I say this. I am just saying, for me personally, the type of body I have, I need someone very big and who can handle it. Oh, well, it's not his fault he has a small wiener. Well, it's not my fault either. So what? I'm allowed to want something.
Because he was hurriedly taking his pants off. He had tie-dye boxers, number 1. So, the light's turning to amber. Amber light. Same thing, I guess. And he's like, lays down on the bed, splayed out like this. And all I see is, no joke,
Girl.
and
Ooh, I have a husband I had to pay for. He doesn't work. And look at me, my eyebrows are perfect. And look, I have a $200 3-wick candle. My name is Learning to Be Fearless. Ooh, look at me. I had fupa surgery only to get a fupa times 3. Ooh, you can erase your fupa, but you won't love yourself for it. Yeah, you're fake. You're fake.
In the same vein, there was also a creator that was kind of in the same corner of the internet named Life by Jen. Life by Jen was also a super morbidly obese woman who was trying to lose weight. Life by Jen made a video about how she was no longer supporting Foodie based on her actions and some things she had said and done. And needless to say, Foodie did not take this well. And then Foodie took to a live stream where some very cruel comments were made by Chantal and or her viewers.
Fuck nosy. There's a camera in her community's friggin' Section 8 housing. Life support by Jen. Fuck off! That was just funny. Afterlife by Jen. Stop it.
Unfortunately, a couple months later, Life by Jen unfortunately passed away, and when asked about it in a live stream, Foodie Beauty played dumb.
Are you serious? You have to be kidding. No. Jen died? What? Oh my god. Wow. How old is she? That's so sad. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That is insane. Another round of hearts for Jen, yes. Poor Jen.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit later in the video because it really is part of one of the main plot points of the Salah era. But Foodie also just has a history of neglecting her cats. Over time, we find out, mainly through Peetz filming, that what Chantal and Peetz, think is taking good care of their cats is actually really neglectful and disgusting. We got to see the filth and clutter that they were living in their home, but also the complete disarray of their food area. And there's also a clip of the cats seemingly surrounded by like cat poop on the carpet. So that's really hard to see. And also, she's racist and throws around slurs like it's nobody's business and refuses to take any accountability for it. Honestly, don't think I need to give any, like, context to these clips because, like, racism is racism and slurs are slurs. So I'm just gonna put those here.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Back to Egypt, you fucking refugee piece of shit. You don't even deserve to be in Canada. You should be deported. You deserve to be hung by the fucking president. I want to go to Tunisia and get myself a Mohammed. Yeah, they have like the curly like side hair. What is that? Follow them to bagels. Monty kind of just want to move to Jamaica. But the thing is like, you can't become a Jamaican citizen. Like, it's not easy. You have to marry somebody. I want to marry you for citizenship. Really? Likewise. So you guys think it's only white people or other people using white people? No. White people use other people all the time.
You fucking retarded? Oh, sorry, I said retarded. Oh, I'm not allowed to say retarded. Ooh, sorry. Oh, sorry, that's a slur.
So, we need to go look for some Jamaican farm workers. What? That's what we gotta do tomorrow.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Jamaican farm workers.
Yeah, they're working out in the farm.
They need massages.
Yes, they're hardworking men.
Bibi used to pick cucumbers on a farm in Montreal.
See?
He said it was hard work.
Freaking right it is. And bending down like that.
He hated it.
Apple picking.
That's slavery. Yeah, that's fucking wrong.
And they work from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Never a day off for 2 months straight.
Well, the couple.
But they go back to Jamaica with enough money to live for the year.
Going back to Charlie Gold, Chantal threw some very racially motivated insults at her after a mugshot of Charlie started circulating around the internet. One of the worst things Chantal said was calling Chantal Charlie Cole. And to this day, Chantal still adamantly denies that she meant that she did not mean it with racist intentions, and that she was making a jab at like the gold part of Charlie's name and changed it to Cole because it has like less value. But like, come on.
A criminal. I knew it. I can tell. I know a criminal when I see one. Picture her writing like this. You better watch it because. So here's the thing. Charlie Cole. She puts on this she puts on her eyeshadow and her lip gloss. Tries to look in her freaking wig all crooked. You'll be going right back to the slammer where you belong. Stop playing the victim. Stop playing the race card. Charlie Cole, you'll be going right back to the slammer where you belong. And another mugshot will be circulating. Seriously, you don't want to fuck with me. Oh, I'm not even going into that again. I already explained I was using coal as in a reference not to the color of it, but to its reference as an insignificant mineral compared to gold, a play on her name. I'm sorry you didn't catch the inference, but that's what I meant. So I know you're trying to twist my words and make me look racist, but you can't make me something I'm not. I'm not fucking racist. You could twist my words, but even twisting my words doesn't change the context. It doesn't change my meaning. It doesn't change the original meaning, which is not racist in nature whatsoever. Scissor sister, I'm naggy. Me too. I don't even know why I'm defending myself right now.
Charlie Gold, she's fucking got a 5 head. She's a piece of shit hypocrite who sits there like, this woman eats pussy. Really, bitch, get on the fucking scale.
And don't worry, there's homophobia coming soon, later in the video, so just stay tuned for that. I just want to say also at this point, in finishing researching this part of the video, I got this at the top of my search results screen on YouTube, so that's where we were at that time. Alright. We're getting into the Nader Era now, and I want to give a huge trigger warning for DV, SA, substance abuse, and very harsh victim blaming. If any of that is like not cool with you, not conducive to your healing journey, I will have all the chapters marked in this video so you can easily skip around. And I also want to give a big shout out to the channel Septa7 for having a really great overview of this whole thing with receipts and clips. I'm just going to give the abbreviated version here. So if you want the full story with more detail and all of the clips and everything, I would definitely go check out their video. I'll have it linked down below. So, in the beginning, Nader was only known as the Egyptian man. She hinted a lot in the beginning about how clingy and pushy and bossy he was, but she took it as like that he just really liked her and also attributed it to being Egyptian. She also liked how eager he was to want to hang out with her. After their first date, Chantal came on live, saying that he had offered her many different kinds of hard slugs during that date.
They started off with hash, and then casually moved on to cola. And this would be like the very beginning of a very fast spiral for Chantal with slugs and rough activities. I'm sorry, I wish I could be more upfront about this, but like YouTube hates words. Nader would then begin testing her boundaries with activities, and even going as far as allegedly setting up having a friend at his apartment to offer her money for favors, activities. And not even like a month, I think, into this, like Chantal would come on and say how sick she was from a long night of doing slugs, including math. And she even said that she thought she almost like did not live after that night.
Also about the speed? No, because I did speed too. I did speed too with him. And I don't give a I did try speed. You know what? And I did. I wouldn't do it now because I don't like uppers. But I did do it. I did, at one point, I did do some speed.
So, yeah. Over the next few weeks, she would come on stream with like very dilated pupils, but she would deny that she was under the influence. Until later, she finally would come on a stream saying that she like was pretty sure she was addicted to cola. This was also when like the wacky tobacco gummies came into play. It seems like she kind of switched from one to the other, and a lot of the clips and from live streams in this era are just her absolutely like blasted off into the moon. Nader then gave Chantal an STD, and he denied cheating on her, which I think we can all agree is hypothetically and allegedly what happened, and just blamed her lack of hygiene for giving her the clap, essentially. Chantal bought this explanation, got feminine hygiene products, and continued on with the relationship. After that happened, she opened up more about Nader physically assaulting her by flicking a cigarette at her and hitting her, and saying that he blamed it all on her afterwards. It then came out that Nader was on probation for stabbing another woman he had dated in the past. Over time, he also attempted to isolate her even more from Peetz as they were living together. And months into the relationship, Nader constantly denied that they were in a relationship at all. But despite this, Chantal bought herself an engagement ring and claimed that he bought it for her. Speaking of gifts, throughout the course of their relationship, Chantal was basically paying for Nader to live. She even helped him set up a YouTube channel, which he then would use to deny all of her claims while she thought they were still together. And even after they officially split up. You want to say that I think this is a really tricky situation to talk about, but Nader Al-Shami should not be on the internet. He should not be allowed to have a channel. He is using it to find more women, allegedly, hypothetically. So I just want that out there now. And I think it is gross that Foodie even gave him a platform, used her platform to help him, because she knew what kind of a dude he was, and she still gave him this platform. Enter DeeDee. DeeDee enters the picture in December. Chantal and Nader, I believe, met in April. DeeDee is the other woman. She was actually one of Chantal's viewers who I believe met Nader through Foodie Beauty's content. Nader and DeeDee would eventually coerce Chantal into having a three-way intersection, but after that Chantal would just rage and start attacking both of them. DeeDee would then start making more appearances in Nader's channel, and Nader would finally confirm that they were in a relationship. Allegedly, DeeDee has a history of being in abusive relationships. This is unfortunately like still happening, allegedly, hypothetically, with Nader for DeeDee. DeeDee is no saint either. She's very much a victim in this case, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. After Chantal raged about DeeDee being at Nader's house on live,
Chantal had to go rescue her CPAP machine from Nader's house, and then the relationship was like officially over. After all this happened, Chantal spent weeks trying to convince her audience that Nader really did love her, but also at the same time was crying about how she was getting over a love that never happened. And she also shaved her head after this. She decided to take a trip to Cuba, but she spent most of the time drunkenly rage streaming in the hotel room.
Nader bullshit. I wish you understood how much I love him. Why? Why do I love him? Why can't I forget him? Why? So bad to love somebody who doesn't love you back. Will never love you. Never love you the way you love them. Never. Who will never respect you? Who will never tell you they love you? Who will never, ever, ever love you the way you love them? Do you know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? To be in another country and the whole week and only think about one person. Do you know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? And to only care about one person when all you want to do is move on. By everything that he said to me, I just want to be with him. Always. And I don't care about anyone else. I never do. I don't care. I fight every day here, and I don't care about him at all. All I think about is him. I don't know why. And I can't make sense of it. And I know people hate me because I come on here and I tell you how hurt I am, and I tell you, and I cry, and I tell you how fucking painful it is. And I can't help it. I can't help it. I just love him so much, and I can't help it. He's just who he is, you know, like, he's not Sabrina, he's not a bad person, he's just who he is. No, he's not. He's not a bad person. No, he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not a bad person.
Oh well, rest me, Cuba. I blew my nose in public. I'm not gonna hate on DeeDee and Nader tonight. No. Yeah, her pussy. So what? Why do you guys hate on pussy? Every pussy smells. If you are like, ooh, her pussy smells, your pussy smelled at some point. If you have a pussy and you, give me a break. Your pussy all that. Give me a fucking break. If you have you hate on other women's pussy, you're a traitor to women. You know what? You're a traitor to women. Stop fucking hating on people for imperfect pussy. Because my pussy is not perfect. If I don't wash it, it smells like fucking barracuda. Alright? I'm gonna be the first person on the internet to admit my pussy smells like fish once in a while. Alright? My pussy smells like fucking ricotta. Her fucking tasted like sweaty balls.
Now, Nader is being charged with SA by another one of Chantal's viewers who met up with him. This case, I believe, is still in, like, court as of March of this year. Chantal also filed charges shortly after they broke up, but then retracted them because she thought that they were working things out and getting back together. And yeah, so I guess that's, like, kind of the end. There's still a lot of drama with Nader and DeeDee versus Chantal, but honestly, like, this timeline is just too hard for me to watch because it's, like, blatantly obvious that Chantal and now DeeDee are victims of Nader al-Shami, and it's devastating. I will never take away from Chantal's experiences with this because it's pretty clear from things that she's said on live that after the relationship ended, that she is insecure about her appearance and her age and inability to have children, because I believe she did have to have a hysterectomy. And I think that's ultimately what pushed her to stay in this relationship. However, just because of that, it does not give her the right to treat DeeDee. She did and still sometimes does following the breakup. DeeDee is absolutely no saint either. Like I said, she has done some very horrible things, particularly on Nader's channel. That being said, DeeDee is still actively living what Chantal left. And I think around July of last year, a really disturbing clip of Nader being physically abusive to DeeDee, allegedly circulated around the internet. It is really disturbing. Go look for it at your own risk. But yeah, DeeDee denies that this happened or that's what was happening, but it was like pretty clear just from the footage. And the victim shaming that Chantal partook in towards DeeDee after berating her own audience for victim shaming her, Chantal.
You need to stop victim shaming people. You need to stop telling people how to process traumatic events in their life, okay?
Is inexcusable. Like, it just because she doesn't like DeeDee, she is victim shaming her for her past relationships, her current one with Nader, and everything in between.
I hate this bitch. I hate this bitch. I hate her. I hate her. Sorry. Nader about to be homeless. No, because you know what, Mistress Rebecca, that's the sad thing about DeeDee. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to her, and she'll eat it up because her ex gave her several black eyes and she doesn't give a fuck. She's like, yes, another please? Here! Hit me! Yeah, because you're a fucking low-life piece of shit. You love it. You fucking love it. Yeah. She told me that. What do you want? Don't be mad at me. She told me that, Sabrina. She's the one who fucking said that. Well, you know, when they're drunk, if they give you a few black eyes, it's, you know, you have to understand. Mouthful of fucking marbles, DeeDee, you fucking loser. This bitch, she's gonna represent women? I can't. I can't.
She was punched in the face by her fucking ex. Do you like, oh, who cares, Mizu? Send another $1.79 British fucking pound that you need. I see him being violent to her. I don't care. I don't.
And he's getting drunk. So you know who's gonna be the punching bag later. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
The reason we saw him wail on you and cry for your dad and you still are with this asshole looking like a bowl of chips is the fact that you don't love yourself.
Plaster patches on her condo walls. There's more? Oh no.
Weird. Do you see what she looks like today? She's looking more and more like fucking Andy Warhol. Swear to God. I hate them all. She looks sitting there. He cuts her off every 5 seconds. Like, she'll be going, yeah, that's right, Nader. Actually, that's what I like about you, Nader. Yes, Nader. Yeah, Nader. DeeDee's sitting up there, smug, acting like she don't gotta pay for fucking men. Are you kidding? You have to step in the middle of relationships and offer your fucking condo in Lachine to get a man. So how about you suck balls? You probably are doing a lot of that already. Who cares if she lost weight? She still looks like she's oh what? Now she looks like a thin Andy Warhol. I will do whatever I want to. Whatever I want to. If I wanted to. Steal him back from you, it would happen tomorrow. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. She's crazy. Like, lonely, sad, delusional, old, unemployed woman, aren't you? People think that I'm, like, jealous of DeeDee. Seriously? No offense? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. The only problem I have is this fucking asshole. Still! Arrogant. Fucking liar. Like, are you serious? Nothing going for her, like, at all. She doesn't even have a job now to support him, does she? I don't know. I feel like fucking stealing him back just to spite her and then dumping his ass. And I'm driving and getting pissed off listening to stupid piece of crap Nader and then DeeDee beside him. Like, you look stupid. You look stupid. You look so stupid. Sitting there, literally, with your stupid, crappy whine. Yeah, that's what I like about you, Nader. Nader. It's Nader. Up his ass all day. Tell Doo-Doo that I'm going to make her life hell. How is she going to sit there like, yeah, I can see there that she's looking all melancholy and sad about him. Yeah, because I loved him. You know that, and you still tried to insert your slut self. Like, the fuck?
DeeDee is a fat, ugly bitch. Ugly bitch. DeeDee, you're fucking 400 pounds, 6'2", you dumb fucking bitch. Sitting beside a fucking tank. And you're gonna make fun of my body? He's fucking sitting beside a fucking linebacker. Like, she legit looks like an ocean creature. Which is not small.
And her behavior towards DeeDee is absolutely disgusting when they are going through / have gone through these same things from the same man. Chantal has also defended racist comments made by Nader. I believe, I couldn't find full context for this, but Nader, I believe, called
a person of color a monkey. And after that, Chantal came on live, and they weren't together at the time, I don't think, or maybe they were, I don't know. The timeline for that was like weird, and basically defended him. And when it was like indefensible, like I don't think there's any way to explain that away. But yeah, that's the very sad tale of Chantal's relationship with Nader. And honestly, I think that there is no real good person in this equation, but I do think that Chantal is a victim. But the way she handled the situation after leaving is disgusting and unacceptable. I didn't know where to put this because I couldn't figure out where it fits in the timeline between Nader and Salah. But in March of 2022, Foodie's channel was terminated by YouTube for multiple or severe violations, but it was reinstated soon, pretty shortly after. So now we enter the Salah Kuwait era. In the beginning, all we knew is that Salah was a new man, he was Syrian, and that she wanted to keep the relationship private at the time. She also hinted at now liking to dress conservatively, especially now that she's dating this new man. And then boom, out of nowhere, I was like, when I saw this happen, I was like, what? Out of nowhere, Chantal posts a video that was titled My First Hijab and announces that she's now going to try to be more humble and really start doing the work to be more reserved and to protect herself and her peace.
Salam alaikum. Hello guys. Welcome. I feel good being covered. I'm a little bit insecure about my hair loss, and I just feel more secure being covered. And I have decided to try to adopt different values, try to be more humble, because at the end of the day, when you eat all of the paneer and you eat all of the fried chicken sandwiches, and you sleep with the world, and you do all kinds of things that are just temporary gratification, you realize that at the end of the day, there's just only so much temporary instant gratification and bad habits that you can chase. And at the end of the day, you're still just left with, what now? So I feel like things that are more important to me are starting to be our values and principles and things like that. And I really just kind of want to start actually doing the legwork and turning a new leaf.
After this video, following in videos to come afterwards, she puts on a very flowery and soft voice and tries really hard to erase literally everything she has put on the internet up until this point. And I need it out there, I need it abundantly clear that the shit that she shared on the internet up until this was like so much information, like about bodily functions, about activities, about like anything. And so now she is dating this Muslim man, and now she's trying to like just erase everything that happened up until like this point. And it's so funny to watch her try and backtrack, I'm not gonna lie. She also announced at this time that she wouldn't be doing live streams anymore, and only long form video content, which I think honestly was because her live streams have historically been just wildly unhinged. And she didn't want to risk that happening again in order to put on a peaceful and modest appearance for Salah, but this did not last, so don't worry. There was a lot of speculation that Salah wasn't real because they hadn't met in person yet, and a lot of people speculated that she was being scammed, potentially for finances and or for a green card. She took to the live streams after these rumors came out, started getting like very passive aggressive and mean, but then she came on quickly and apologized for her quote emotional outbursts.
She then travels to Kuwait for 3 months. I think I missed a whole bunch of stuff in there, but this is like the next big step in this era. Okay, she travels to Kuwait for 3 months on a visitor's visa. When she was there, she converted to Islam and got married to Salah. Granted, mind you, they had been together for a month. There's a lot of speculation surrounding the legitimacy of this marriage, but whatever. For all we know, they are married. During this time, Peetz was left at their home to take care of the place and the cats. There was and still is a lot of speculation surrounding Salah and his job, and that he might be running a scam perfume business and or money laundering, but I don't think any of that has been confirmed or has any hard proof like proving it. So then Chantal returns to Canada and says that she wants to move to Kuwait. After Chantal returned, I think there was some drama between her and Salah. I think they broke up like once or twice. That might have happened pre-Kuwait trip. I'm unsure of that timeline, but I do remember that happening. But from what I can remember, the main drama surrounding her return was now she was planning to move to Kuwait and live with Salah because now they were married. And this whole debacle just proves again how selfish Chantal is and that she really doesn't care who she hurts or affects when doing what she wants to do. I want to go back to her converting to Islam for a moment because she posted this to her community tab after, I believe, she started posting like screenshots of YouTube videos of like teachings of Islam regarding the LGBTQ plus community. And I believe she posted this both on Instagram and her community tab. The screenshots that I'm showing are from Instagram, and I'm pretty sure she posted it on her community tab as well. She posted these it looks like they're YouTube videos from an institute regarding like teachings of Islam. It's saying that in Islam, any sexual relationship outside of nikah, I'm so sorry, between a man and a woman is haram. Same-sex actions and are unequivocally haram, and I believe that's sin. We have and always will condemn mistreatment and violence against people on the basis of orientation, lifestyle, or belief, but that condemnation should not be conflated with making halal what Allah has clearly made haram. Those are the screenshots that she posted from this video on her Instagram with the caption saying, quote, "Foodie Beauty, do you still support LGBT?" And then she goes on to say, "It's complicated. The short answer is no, but I strongly disagree with hating people based on their orientation. I support individuals as people who are kind regardless of their sexual preferences, but as a new Muslim, I cannot make something halal that is forbidden. There is nothing wrong with not believing in same-sex relationships. This coming from a Muslim convert, formerly agnostic and almost atheist. Therefore, I have done and still do my fair share of sinning, including having had same-sex relations out of curiosity in my past. Now, however, as I attempt to grow as a person and learn Islam further, I love the idea that we can disagree with others' beliefs and not condemn them for having them. That is between them and their relationship with God. We live to serve Him and not ourselves. We must obey as this is what is good for us. God made us who we are, and each one of us is special, therefore to alter our natural state of being is haram, and I fully understand this. But as good Muslims, we must also practice kindness to all, no matter their orientation. This concept of kindness is something I struggle with as I have anger issues." I forgot about that part. "But I know it is something I will get right someday. The closer I allow myself Allah to enter my heart, the more I want to do right. I was lost for all my life. I am still finding myself. It's a journey. It's a gift from God." I'm not even going to try and say that because I don't want to insult anybody more than I probably already had with my mispronunciations.
Hey guys, so I'm just here at Ottawa Pride resting in the shade because it's so hot. So I just thought I would do a quick vlog. And Peetz is going to have some vlog on his channel. This was a very special day for Peetz. He's my best friend and he is having an amazing time. So I will just show you guys some of the things I will have to mute because of the copyright music. Alright, so let's go.
I don't hate. I love smelly and everything. I don't care. I don't mind a little sweat. I don't want to. I don't care. I like being bisexual. I love sex. I like human beings. So guys, I'm bisexual. I'm coming out today. I'm gonna have a coming out party and drink a bunch of beer. We need to get a cake.
Okay.
Let's get a coming out cake.
Okay.
It's not that I want to be a lesbian. I want to take a woman out. You know? I want to treat a woman right. I am LGBT. I am LGBT. Because I'm bi. And right now my bi side is more gay. I want to take a woman out for dinner.
On top of this, Salah has also partaken in live streams making homophobic jokes about Zachary Michael.
And I'm not addressing especially any of, reaction channels, but I want to say I did see a comment that I have to address. I have to. And not negatively, just matter of fact. Zachary Michael made a comment apparently that...
Who is that? Oh, the hopeless case?
The hopeless case.
Okay.
No, but he's like, the difference is I get like 60k views and you get 15k, girl.
Oh, yeah.
No, but listen to this. Listen to this, okay? The reason you get those views is because you bully the same two women online for the past how many years? Like, nobody, like, okay, maybe he gets a decent amount of views, maybe like 18k or something on his own vlogs. So if you're just going to sit here and criticize my vlogs, then maybe make your own since you get decent views on your own, right? But you're not going to get the 60k over talking about yourself. So really, you still have to thank Amberlynn and I. So yeah, you're welcome. Like, your content is sad. You literally sit there making fun of somebody's apartment that you don't even know. Like, get a life. That's your content. Get a life. Like, sorry. So yeah, your 60k views for bullying the same two women for years. Congratulations. No one cares. You just sit there looking snobby and snotty with your like crappy voice and just pick apart every little thing that people do. Like, really? I'm not jealous of your views because I can just be me and I'm happy with my 10k any day. Thank you.
At least you have your own content.
Exactly. If I can't stand when people are like, well, at least reaction channels get more views. Not with their own content. No, they don't. No, they don't. Every single video of his is picking apart something Amberlynn and I do. Being ableist, fat shaming, and just a snobby piece of crap. That's it. So yeah, there you go.
So the move. Chantal announces that she's moving to Kuwait, which would leave Peetz in the dust. Peetz had been unemployed for some time due to their mental health. Peetz couldn't afford the place that they were living in on their own, so they are forced into some very less than convenient living situations after Chantal leaves. I do believe Peetz has a job now, other than their own YouTube channel, because they do have a YouTube channel. But for a while, you could really tell that Chantal pretty much up and leaving Peetz really affected them mentally. They had some pretty certifiable meltdowns on live streams, and they were really difficult to watch. And I really do think that Chantal always knew that Peetz still had feelings for her, or at least cared a lot about her, and she used that when she needed it in terms of housing and getting food and etc., etc. But when push came to shove, and she found her shiny new man that she had only known for a few months, she left Peetz in the dust and to basically figure everything else out regarding the move after she just left. And I think things have started to level out for Peetz, and they aren't, and I'm not saying Peetz is a saint either, because they are not. But I am happy to at least see them maybe finding their footing, kind of. Now, there were also some rumors going around that Chantal was so quick to want to move to Kuwait because she also hadn't paid her taxes in a few years, and the government in Canada was starting to come after her. But that is just all speculation and rumors. So the CATS and the move. We're talking about the CATS again because this is a big part of this whole arc, right? This is probably one of the most contentious parts of this whole arc as well, just by the way Chantal handled it. Chantal always said that she would rehome Sam to somebody because he was younger. But when it came to BBJ, she wanted to take her to the vet and see basically dense it down if it was worth it to keep her alive. Because BBJ is old. She's at least late teens, early 20s. She is an elderly little girl, but yeah. She always said that since BBJ was so old that she kind of suspected that the vet would find something wrong with her, and then she would have BBJ just put to sleep. She always said that this was absolutely contingent on the vet finding something wrong with her, but she also never really proposed like a plan B of if the vet said that she was fine and gave her a clean bill of health. So this led viewers to believe that no matter what the vet said, she was just gonna have BBJ put to sleep. As a longtime cat owner myself, I can understand that such a long journey for an elder cat could put a lot of stress on their body, and that moving all the way to Kuwait from Canada might not be the best thing for her, but at the very most, she should be rehomed. Like, that's it. Not euthanized. And off of that, yeah, some of the ways that Chantal talked about the BBJ situation on live streams made me so sad and angry for those poor cats, and it just made it even more abundantly clear, aside from the conditions that they were living in, that she just did not give a shit about those animals. One of the things that really bothered me about them is that BBJ looks a lot like one of my cats, and I was just like, this is so hard to watch and listen to.
Will you let Peetz? I will let him take care of BBJ. Hi, sweetie. Hi, pretty girl. Seems like she's in her last stage of life. Yeah, so she might not even, like, if I see her health super decline by the time I want to travel, I might just put her down and keep her ashes. Sweetie, don't you die on me.
BBJ going to the vet and not coming home.
All's outrage is ridiculous. You need a dirt nap. I love it.
Enter French Fried Gorl. Remember her from the beginning? The viewer turned drama channel, I believe. Well, this is where she comes in. Much like everybody else in this story, FFG, as I'm going to call her from now on, is not a perfect person either. There are a lot of accusations of her basically using Chantal's situation with Nader to gain a following and in turn make more money. And there's a lot more to be said on that. I'll leave a video with the full history of her as she pertains to Foodie down below. But back to the cats, because that's who matters right now. Sam got rehomed. All was well there. I think there's some drama happening with that now. I could not tell you because my brain got tired at this point. But Chantal also finds someone to rehome BBJ to, named Amy Flowers. Amy Flowers is French Fried Gorl. I believe when they did the handoff, French Fried Gorl had her brother go get BBJ from the door. Peetz handed him BBJ, and FFG just like hid in the car. FFG then posts to her YouTube channel, goes live in a stream called BBJ, and talks about how BBJ is now with French Fried Gorl. FFG is not keeping BBJ. Her brother and his family are taking her, but they took her to the emergency vet because FFG noticed that BBJ's nails had not been cut to the point where they were growing into the pads of her paws, but the vet was able to rectify that, and also confirmed that BBJ was doing super well in terms of her health for her age and was in no condition to be put down for whatever reason. And when I heard this too, especially about the nails, it just shows me like how much those cats like didn't have that they needed, because like I very rarely clip my cat's claws and they are always well maintained, short, dull, and not growing into the pads of their feet. Because they have so many things to scratch on. I will clip them if they get really long, and I take 2 out of my 4 cats to the groomer once a quarter-ish, and they get their nails done there, but I also can clip them if I need to. But for the most part, like, they know how to maintain their nails just on, like, scratching posts and stuff. And it just showed me and told me more about how much those cats did not have under Foodie's care. Naturally, Foodie Beauty was fuming. Found out that FFG basically swindled this cat from her. And a lot of speculation has happened surrounding FFG's motives for getting the cat, a lot of which say that she did it for money, and to capitalize off of it, and to get views off of it. But honestly, I really think she wanted to just save BBJ. Like, I think that was her main thing. She has donated like thousands of dollars from view money to the ASPCA and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, but by the looks of it, BBJ is living large, and in this situation, that is all I care about, that she is alive and well and comfy and with a family that actually gives a shit about her. But I will say, seeing that Chantal was in Kuwait and Peetz came on live multiple times showing that BBJ was fine and healthy, I think that Foodie and Peetz both have a lot of explaining to do when it comes to this situation. The aftermath of that and where we are now in terms of the Kuwait era. After the cat situation, I think Chantal went into hiding for a little bit. But then she came back, and even to this day is still absolutely raging towards FFG and threatening to sue FFG for stealing her cat, which is not what she did. But she's also doubled down on TikTok, of all places, in saying that she's not an animal abuser. And Chantal is now living in Kuwait with Salah and seems to be spending a lot of time by herself in Salah's place. She and Salah now have a couples channel where they basically just go around Kuwait together and like eat fast food together. I do think Salah is very much like an enabler for Chantal, but there also just seems to be a lot of like really awkward moments between the two of them, not like typical couple interactions. I can't remember what the reasoning was for this, but she did post a video to her channel showing the slaughtering and cleaning process of chicken. I don't know why. On Chantal's personal channel, aside from that, it's now just mukbangs and Chantal claiming that she's practicing intuitive eating to cure her BED and is a, quote, fat girl rejecting diet culture. She's also still live streaming, absolutely raging about FFG and Missy Moo, who, as Missy Moo, I am just too tired to get into right now. She and Salah also now have a new pet cat, and I think a pet hamster or a gerbil, some kind of rodent. And just to end this chapter, I would like to show just how much Foodie's conversion to Islam has helped her maintain her peace and helped her practice being more reserved and modest.
Crazy psycho bitch. I'm glad you did this. You know why? Because you're going to be arrested. You have 1 day. You have till tomorrow morning to bring me back BBJ or Amy Flowers. You're going to be doxxed. Okay? You are sick criminals. Fuck off. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck?
He had, like, what, 4 black guys living in the house, and he had 4 black guys living with his wife in the same room. They have a small apartment. There was, like, just a partition. Disgusting. Disgusting dogs. Hanzi, Sharmuta. Goodbye. He's living with 3 black guys. Yeah. The wife is getting spit roasted. It doesn't matter that they're black. I'm just saying, just for the sake of it, I guess. Like, ew. I don't care how many viewers she has. Do you think I give a shit? She has nothing else but those viewers. She has nothing else but my hateful leftover audience. Good for her. Big deal. She's nothing without me. She has nothing. Nothing.
I think this is a good place to leave off for now. I don't think this is going to be much longer than a typical history lesson for me, but my God, finding everything for this video, 12 hours. 12 hours of research. Yeah, and like downloading like browsers to access Kuwait Farm, like using my VPN to access Kuwait Farm from Romania, because it was a thing, and I just, wow, this video is a doozy. And like I said before, I am absolutely positive that I missed things, like especially more recent things in the Salah era, and probably from past things that she's said that were absolutely egregious too. But I mainly just wanted to focus on a lot of the key concepts in Chantal's past that she's now trying so hard to cover up since she's married Salah and moved to Kuwait. She did have an OF. She did post like scantily clad things on the internet, which, like, get it, I don't care. Like, I literally don't give a shit about that. But like, she's now trying to pretend that none of that ever happened. The internet is forever, and the evidence of her being selfish, racist, anti-Semitic
ableist and just overall an extremely shitty person still exist in many places on the internet. And you don't need to do 12 hours of digging to find it. You can literally just find compilation channels on YouTube. There are a lot of history style videos on Chantal, but I really wanted to set out to make one that did not mention her weight or her diet cycle at all, or her appearance, because I just do not think it is relevant or necessary to talk about the kind of person that she is, except for maybe proving that she like can't stick to a decision or make good decisions to like save her life. I'm gonna wrap this up here. We may revisit Miss Foodie in the future, because I honestly, as much work as it was kind of fun like digging through everything. But for now, we're ending this here. Thank you so much to Bellesa again for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a cat emoji down below, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, drink your water, take your meds, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.